Well, hey there, we're just gonna do a quick rundown of the June State of Play that just happened right before the Summer Games Fest actually kicks off later this week. So I just got home from work, kind of ran through all of the trailers and the entire showcase real quick, and I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts here. So I'm only going to talk about the games that I am super interested in, or at least we have an update on a game that I was already planning on playing. I wrote this list down in no particular order, but first of all we have Sword of the Sea by Giant Squid. Giant Squid is a tremendous developer that one of the recent games was The Pathless. I don't know if they made anything between that release and then currently making the Sword of the Sea, but The Pathless was incredible. They also made Abzu, if I recall, and a few other games here and there, but The Pathless was insanely gorgeous and yet well thought out game with a beautiful art direction, stylization, and was just a good time all around. And I also love Journey, of course, which is from a completely different developer. And I also love Journey, which is a game about a desert, but this kind of has the soul of Abzu, Journey, and The Pathless, all kind of balled into one. I've been excited for it ever since the announcement, and the gameplay today just reaffirms that, honestly. It looks amazing. The next one that I'm going to quickly talk about is 007. Now this has been in the pipeline for a very long time, and it's been talked about by a ton of different people over the years, where they know it's been being made by the team behind Hitman. And what a perfect IP for them to tackle next. MGM allowed them to create the next 007, which is kind of like Hitman to a degree, and I just hope that they pull it off. I'm not the biggest fan of Hitman. I played some of the older ones back on PS2 when I was a kid, but haven't played any of the newer ones, and I might check it out if it seems interesting, but I'll at least keep my eye on it and we'll see how it turns out. Now, one game that I am extremely interested in, though, is going to be Silent Hill F. This looks in-fucking-credible. It looks so gorgeous, so detailed, so gritty, so gory, and god damn, it just looks so fucking good. I want to play this game already. It comes out very, very soon, much sooner than I thought it would. It comes out in September, which is right around the corner, really. It's already June, that's only a couple months away, so we'll be playing it pretty soon, and hopefully it'll be a good spooky game around that time of the year. Then we have a few here that I'm going to hit pretty quickly because they're pretty good looking, but nothing fancy. We got Sea of Remnants. This game looks like it takes the art style of Arcane, mixes it with a bit of South of Midnight, and a tinge of DNA from Sea of Thieves. Based upon this trailer, it seems extremely aesthetically pleasing, so I hope it keeps that up throughout it. The gameplay, it doesn't seem like it shows off a lot here. There is ship combat, but yet there's also maybe turn-based and action combat? I don't know, but either way, we look like we're made out of wood like Pinocchio, so I'm interested. Next up, we have Tides of Tomorrow, which, again, sticking with a bit of the pirate theme here, we have apparently a first-person adventure game. It's mostly focused around multiplayer and actually seeing other people's choices and then making your own based upon that. So you can make a educated guess on exactly what you're going to do here and maybe what you're going to go and accomplish because you can see exactly what other players have done before you. A pretty unique way of doing storytelling here, but having a first-person adventure with a little bit of parkour like Mirror's Edge, some incredible world building based upon the art that we're seeing here, and you've got a recipe for success. And the last one here that's kind of basic that I'm just kind of... Now the next one here that I'm just kind of meh about, I don't really have a lot of strong emotions toward it, is going to be Nioh 3. So I played the first two Nioh games and I enjoyed them for what they were. I didn't finish the second one, but I did complete the first game. Even though I never got around to finishing the second one, I honestly don't know if I will play a third. These games are made by Team Ninja and they just seem to keep pumping out these games that are all relatively great, but they're just not for me. It seems like every 2 years or so they're making this giant, big, massive game that keeps the same exact gameplay. So because of that, I'll probably end up watching someone play it or watch some reviews and enjoy it for what it is, but I probably won't get around to it myself. Next, I want to talk about a few of the smaller games that are coming out that we may have heard about previously or just weren't that big of a deal. So we have Karn, or is it Cairn? Cairn, I don't really know. It's hard to pronounce, but either way, this game is a big mix between some survival elements and basically the climbing of Death Stranding, where you really have to pay attention to where your hands and feet are going because you're moving through these very intense and harsh environments where your legs and arms will get tired, your hands and feet will get bloody, and you're trying to survive with an intense story yet gorgeous vistas. It seems wholly unique in gameplay, and it's got me intrigued ever since the original trailer came out quite a bit ago, so I'm excited to see when this finally comes out in a couple of months. Then we have the remake of Final Fantasy Tactics. I personally didn't get into Final Fantasy when I was a younger kid, so I never got to play this one. So I am excited to be able to try it out since it's coming out with a remaster that you can actually tab back over to the old game, I think, or at least both games are bundled into one. So you can actually play the OG game or you can play the remaster. And then we have Hirogami. This game seems to be taking away some of the best elements of the recent Sackboy game and then also tear away at the same time. It looks like it's got a good mix of 2D and 3D platforming, but it's got this origami aesthetic and some fantastic music that we heard throughout this trailer. As I've said many times before, and I will say it again, you get me with a unique art style and I'm down to play your game. And then we have some bigger games that I'm pretty fucking excited for. First one is Pragmata. This game was announced fucking forever ago. I don't even remember how many years ago it was, but this game has been on the back burner for at least 5 years, probably longer than that, but we haven't heard anything about it other than the random update where the developer releases a trailer stating, hey, we're not dead, we're still making this. And we finally got some gameplay, and they said that we're sorry, but we're gonna keep making this game and it'll come out soon. So let's hope they stick to that because this game looks phenomenal. It looks like Stellar Blade, but more of a shooter, but yet he kind of moves around more like Vanquish mixed with a bit of Dead Space. And I'm fucking here for it, man. That shit is the exact type of game that I love, so I will play the fuck out of this when it comes out. Next up, we have Romeo is a Dead Man, which of course is another hit by Suda51. Man, oh man, do I love this dude's games. Like, I've played the majority of them. I've had a blast with almost every single one of them. This is so much a Suda51 game. You know it when you see it. This dude cranks out some wacky, insane, yet gorgeous and stylistic goofy games. They're not the most polished and they're not always the most intriguing, but they are the most over-the-top, insane, bombastic games, with usually crazy art directions, music, style, and something new to try in every single game that he makes. It's got a bunch of random things mixed into it, but it looks like it's mostly a third-person action game with a bit of shooting and stuff like that. It almost looks a little bit like a Capcom game, where it's mixing a bit of like a DMC or Dead Rising to it. It's kind of all over the place, and I love it. Suda51 could pump out some hot shit and I would still play it, but this game doesn't look like hot shit. It looks pretty fucking rad. Moving on to the last 3 games here. So first off, we have Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It's just an update to that game. We've already seen it a few times. It looks phenomenal. I am gonna play it. Then we have Ghost of Yotei. We didn't get anything other than what I thought was going to be a bit of a fake out, and it sort of was leading into the final game. It was kind of funny how they set it up, but apparently according to this state of play, they are going to do that deep dive next month into the gameplays, so let's hope that it doesn't pull any punches, and it comes out swinging. And then the final game. Oh fucking boy. And then the final game. Oh fucking boy, do we have to talk about this. Marvel Token Fighting Souls. What a stupid ass name. Just right off the bat. That name is terrible. But outside of the game name being absolutely terrible, this is Arc System Works. Arc fucking System Works. Making a Marvel tag team fighter a la Marvel vs. Capcom, but yet it's 4v4? What the fuck? No, like really, what the fuck is this? And why do I want it yesterday? I was not expecting anything like this when the trailer first came on. I thought that it was a brand new Marvel vs. Capcom, but come to find out, it's just Marvel. And it's being made by Arc System Works, the gods of fighting games lately? Holy shit. And right before this, they announced that PlayStation is actually making a fighting stick for the first time ever. This will probably be the first fighting stick that I ever purchased, just because I like the quality of PlayStation products and I'm a PlayStation fanboy, we all know. Anyway, this Marvel game looks nuts. I really was at a loss for words when this came on the screen because I was not anticipating anything from Marvel other than the Wolverine or Spider-Man games. And we just got Rivals recently, and we've got a few other games here and there that got actually canceled. So really, Marvel has been kind of hit or miss. But the fact that they gave this to Sony to work with Arc to make a fucking tag fighter, you have got me by the balls, I tell you what. I love fighting games. I really do. I don't have time to play them because they take so much to master. But when I sit down and I get my hands on them little sticks, I fucking tear people up. You know what I'm saying? I might end up playing more fighting games just because of this. I have Street Fighter 6. I also bought Tekken 8, but I only played it for about 30 minutes. And that's on me, I know it is. But I really truly love these games even though I don't put as much time into them as I used to. So I am beyond excited for this. I'm excited for everything coming out here. I do wish that there was just a few more announcements here. There was a good bit, but sometimes you just want a little bit more, and I'm a greedy little boy, so I want fucking more all the time. But that's okay. The state of play was pretty short, quick, to the point. We got some updates on some games. We got some new games announced, and then as a final little note here before I end the video, Metal Gear Solid 3 multiplayer? Are you fucking kidding me? I lost years of my life on MGS4 multiplayer. MGO was my shit. I really hope it's actually not, because my life will honestly be flipped upside down for months on end if that does come out. Because if it does, my time will just melt away into that game and I will become a blob of nothing. Because all the hours of the day will just be melted into whatever game modes they decide to throw into there. But either way, that's going to be it for this. The state of play was pretty straightforward. I enjoyed most of what they showed. They had some cool new stuff and some old stuff to show off a little more. But that's going to be it for me for this short little video, just to give you my thoughts of the state of play. If you made it to the end, like and subscribe, all that dumb YouTube stuff, and I will see you next time.